On 6th June the year 2024, an incident of fire occurred at Ndarasha Academy, claiming the lives of at least 21 students and leaving others injured. It became a terrifying scene, causing public panic and chaos. On the same year, another incident of Safaricom internet outage during the finance bill protests was experienced, disrupting communication and online businesses for many Kenyans. This caused frustration, a crisis which needed effective communication.
Crisis communication is the way that the public and organization or a group handles messaging during high-stake and distracting situations.
Every aspect of communication plays a crucial role in ensuring that the organizations, institutions, or businesses maintain their image after a crisis incident has occurred. A well-laid strategic communication have the power to restore back the trust between the employees, stakeholders, and the public, no matter the kind of a crisis or the extent. Here is a comparative analysis of how communication was executed during the incident of fire at Ndarasha Academy and Safaricom internet outage during the finance bill protests the year 2024.
The country has woken up this morning to very devastating news from this school and from this county. We have lost some of our children who have been studying here. And therefore, at the outset, I want to say that the government of Kenya sends the deepest sympathies and condolences to the families whose children have lost their lives or have been injured as a result of the fire that raced down one of the dormitories here in the wee hours of this morning.
Pupils yesterday were brought back, about 20 to 25. I've spoken to a parent and say that that information was not given out at the tent. So what is the status? Did students come yesterday? Where are they? Where can the parents who have not yet found their children, where can they go for information?
I think what we need to say is this. We continue to call out to all parents and all people of goodwill who may have taken children out of the school in a bid to save them and have not reported to us. We are not asking that they be brought to us necessarily. If you have your child, you can still keep your child, but call 1199, which is the Red Cross number, report that I have this child, and we will make arrangements to make sure. So this is an ongoing process. It is important that we say we have continued to receive very positive report, and we are narrowing down to the numbers.
Where can these parents go, those who have not yet?
Call 1199.
At the moment, we cannot be able to know how many are missing. Kama vile mnajua ile data tuko nayo at the moment, lazima iangaliwe DNA na vitu zingine so that you can have the actual number ambayo itajitokeza.
Ulipokeaje hizi habari za kwamba shule imepata moto?
Hiyo habari nilipokea kutoka kwa rafiki wangu mmoja tunasomesha naye hapa. Akanipigia simu akaniambia shule inaungua. Alikuwa ananiuliza kama niko nyumbani. Nikamwambia kwa wakati huu siko kwa nyumbani, niko mbali kiasi, niko pande ya Laikipia.
Tulisikia hii shule inapitangwa sana. Ni shule mzuri. Ndio tukaleta watoto kutoa huko tukawalete hapa.
Sasa unasema hamjapata mtoto wenu hadi leo. Na umepata communication yote kutoka kwa shule, kwa chief, kwa wanao?
Unajua tunakaa kwa sababu tuliambiwa jana kuli watoto walikuja hapa walitolekea huko kwa mashamba ya watu. Na hatukusikia huko kukisemo hivyo. Ndio tuko na ushungu hata saa hii. Tuko na ushungu na sitasema maneno mengine.
When the crisis has occurred, the first few moments are very critical during the communication. It helps to determine whether the organization is in a position to maintain their trusts or face its reputational crisis. What we see here is some immediate response, or in some cases, lack of it. For the case of Endarasha Academy, we saw some parents somehow becoming desperate for the information. The information was actually not very clear as the public were expecting. Some even parents didn't know the whereabouts of the rest of the children, whom we were told that they had fled to the neighboring to seek refuge. What we expected of the organization was to provide clear information so that the parents might not be chaotic about the occurrence of the event or the incident or the crisis. So we see some shortcomings in this situation where the role of communication was becoming a weakness. The school, if the school was not in a position to communicate, or in a case where it didn't have a PR person to speak on their behalf, we expected the aides or the authorities of the school to chip in, to communicate, to make some clarity to the people so that the public might not just feel like the communication has been marginalized or left behind. Now, we see in this case that other authorities chipped in to offer support, like the government, the Red Cross. These are the outside an organization. We were expecting that this institution was supposed to, take the position, take the lead in engaging with the people, so that the chaos might be suppressed. For the role of PR, as we've mentioned earlier, that it goes with accountability, the speed and accuracy. So the delayed information gives an idea that there is a gap that needed to be filled. When we compare this situation with how Safaricom case were being handled, it was in a very different, it was in a varying capacity that we are going to see right now.
In a statement, Safaricom has said that correctional measures are being undertaken to allow for full restoration of internet. The telco says the outage has been caused by an interruption on two of the company's undersea cables that deliver internet traffic in and out of the country. Safaricom, however, notes that redundancy measures have been activated to minimize service interruption as they await full restoration of the cables. The timing of the outage has raised eyebrows, occurring at the height of the anti-finance bill protests that have swept the country. Yesterday, the Communications Authority of Kenya dismissed claims that there are plans to shut down the internet during Tuesday's anti-finance bill protests. In a notice, Communications Authority Director General David Mugonyi acknowledged fears Kenyans raised regarding the matter, but said the government has no such plans. Millions of Kenyans have been struggling to send or receive money using the Safaricom network. The telco has since advised users to use USSD *334# for M-Pesa services or the SIM toolkit.
The first is, I want to start by sincerely apologizing for our network outage that started on the 25th of June. This network outage was occasioned or caused by reduced bandwidth on some of the cables that carry our internet traffic. Please note that this did not only affect Safaricom, but also affected the whole industry. We are doing everything to ensure that we give you the service that you deserve, and also we bring back service as soon as possible. Safaricom is known as a Kenyan company, has Kenyan roots, and serves all Kenyans without discrimination, and will continue to do so now and in the future. Now, turning on to the topic of the Finance Bill 2024, I wanted it to be on record that Safaricom, like many corporates and also the broader industry, presented its views to the government and also to Parliament as part of the public participation process. And our views and presentations are well documented and recorded. Now, turning on to recent social media comments that Safaricom discloses information about customers or their location. I want to be very emphatic that Safaricom does not disclose customer information or their location. We adhere to the laws of the land in terms of data privacy, and we have done so in the past and will continue to do so now and also in the future. I also want to say that Safaricom is deeply rooted in Kenyan society, believes in Kenya and also the resilience of Kenyan people. Kenyan people have always been known to bounce back from any challenge, and I'm sure we will bounce back better from this one. Finally, I want to reiterate my message that please, as our customers, we are pleased for you to continue to reach out to us and to reach out to me directly with any issue that you have. And personally, I'll ensure that your issue is resolved by our team and myself. And also, we want you to continue to give us feedback on areas that we can improve, and we commit to make sure that we continue to give you great service and always on, secure and safe network.
The public were becoming much frustrated, but how the communication was executed was handled in a very gentle and different way as compared to how the issue with Enarasha was done. The first thing that Safaricom did was speed. It measured much on speed, because immediately when the incident occurred, it communicated earlier so that the customers were aware. It also made clear information across all the platforms, ensuring that every customer is aware of what has happened. Clarity is very important when it comes to ensuring that communication is effective. We saw the efforts made by Safaricom explaining how the incident occurred, that the major case of what emerged or what caused the failure of the internet issue was the failed fiber cables underseas, and that was very clear for all the public. We saw that in the case of Endarasha Academy, there was no a place that called with the press releases or offering any statements, but the Safaricom CEO came live and told the people, reassured them, and the public was very calmed. It was not much as chaotic as it was in the case of Endarasha Academy. So we would say that the case of Safaricom was slightly handled effectively as compared to how the communication was done during the incident of fire at Endarasha Academy. The CEO, Peter Ndengwa, came live talking to people, reassuring them. Even after this incident, or in the process of the incident being tackled or handled, he reassured the people that everything will be in control. and that's much what of the public is expecting or are expecting. For this comparative analysis, there are the key lessons that we have to talk about. The first lesson is about speed. When we talk about speed, this is the immediacy of the information. Each moment a crisis occurs, every minute that you take to communicate with the public, immediacy, it's very crucial. When we compare the case of Endarasha and Safaricom, Safaricom tackled this issue of speed in as of its stronghold. We saw that Safaricom gave immediate information immediately as the incident of internet outage occurred. But the case of Endarasha, we saw some parents becoming so much desperate for information, others becoming unclear of the whereabouts of the children. One of the parents even was being interviewed, and she said that where she got the information was from another parent, not from the school. So we see that the school did not take a clear or an immediate strategy to communicate as much as Safaricom is compared. The second lesson that we will talk about is transparency. This is how much are you showing the strategies that you are taking to ensure that you mitigate a crisis that has occurred. The steps, the clear steps and measures that you are taking to show the public, to assure them that you are taking hold of the incident. This is transparency. We saw the case of Safaricom took a very clear and transparent measure, showing how the incident occurred, explaining each by step and giving a clear information across all the platforms. But when we see the case of Endarasha, transparency was not that of much take. The communication was unclear. The authority did not, the school authority did not came on board to explain how the incident emerged. The third lesson that we would like to talk about is the responsibility. How responsible are you to, take hold or accept that the crisis has occurred? You see, the Safaricom immediately accepted that the incident has occurred, but I would not want to say that the case of Endarasha did not accept the crisis, but I would just say Safaricom took it in a very different lane. Accepting the incident is a very key responsibility that all the organizations must take hold of. As we conclude, this is a very clear measure that all the organizations, institutions and businesses have to take measures in ensuring that communication within their corporates are very clear, so that they build the trust, they manage their reputation, and become very easy for them to solve the issues that are affecting their organizations. It's evident that this comparative analysis can be a transformative case that will guide majority of the incidents that are likely to appear in future.